Welcome to Miko's Adventures. Today I am going to the planetarium. And guess who I'm taking along with me? You guys. For all my science gurus out there, I learned something today.
Center.
For the ones that's not into science,
I
this
wanted
one
to go
is
to
for
a planetarium.
you. Enjoy.
And this is where they suggested I go, here in the ATL. Okay, so here we go. Okay, they got the dinosaur.
This is the one we came to.
He put that culture. And look at the fake crocodile when I've been around real crocodiles. All right, I'm on a little adventure. Now, they said the planetarium is in here, but they have a, okay, look at the frogs. They have a museum, the Fernbank Museum, down the street. So I think that I should go there as well, so I can see what's going on in these worlds. Did you know that small dust particles, when floating in a beaker, is still water? Oh, in a beaker. Look through the microscope. What? Is it a real one in here though? They said this is supposed to be a green anaconda. I don't see no anaconda in here. This is a lizard. You know, oh, there go the milk snake from Honduras. They done took this snake from Honduras or Nicaragua or Costa Rica. Ain't that something? They done took the animals and the snakes and the reptiles. I don't see no rat snake in there. I'm not seeing what I need to see. Oh, this is a boa. You know I had a snake around my neck. Did you watch my vlog? Talking to my daughter, guys. I want to see if I can go to Mars. That's what I want to see, Hope. That is what I want to see. That's exactly what I want to see. Here's the messengers from Mars. And this is the Mars globe. Okay. Between the planets. Okay, so Neptune, Uranus, Saturn, Jupiter, Mars, Earth, Venus, Mercury, and the Moon. Okay, so my thoughts on the planetarium here is it's too kiddie. It's a very small planetarium. Here's my daughter. Say hi to the world.
Hi.
Okay. Yeah, we didn't know, but I'm gonna still check out some other things here, and then I'm gonna be moving right along. But yeah, it's definitely not what I was expecting at all.
Why are all the animals fake?
Right, like why are all the animals fake? Okay, that's what I'm saying. It's like, no, I don't know about this one, guys. Okay, so she's spinning this thing. We on number 2. Same light, less heat, less coil, and CO2. Okay, let's go to number 1. number 1. Push some electrons. Okay, go ahead. Go faster. Get to the second light. Go faster. Faster. Okay, let's go to number 3. Number 3, the magnetic fields. That ain't doing nothing. Oh, it is. It's moving. East. Go south. Go. Oh, you went west. East, west. East, north. Okay, go ahead now. It's moving. I see that, guys. Okay, now let's go to number 4. Are we calling somebody out? That's the ringer. Ring-a-ling-a-ling. She like that. She like that ring. Okay. Wire is like a water pipe. Spin that joint. Okay. Alright. So there's the power plant.
I didn't say anything about it.
The 3rd stage of separation. Viewed from the top of the 2nd stage. Okay, this is Apollo 6. This is the Apollo 6 module. Wow. Forget about a plane, honey. They went up in this spaceship. Hope, do you want to go on a spaceship ride? I would actually like to. Like, I really would. I want to know how it is. Here's the views from space. This is where my house is in Senegal. That's the view of West. Oh my gosh, look at Ghana and Togo. And Nigeria and Congo and Zambia. Oh yeah, what a view. And this here is the view from space looking over Georgia. There's Texas there, Mexico and the Gulf. But look at that view from that Senegal land. Senegal. This is interesting. And here's the recovery. They had to recover this thing. Wow. So I guess this exhibit won't be here long. This is a loner. Touch it. This is not fake. This is the actual thing. It's not fake. Yes, it is. We're going to ask the man at the front. Because over here, it basically said this exhibit was a loan. So it's going to go, see, a loan from the Smithsonian. So it's going to go back to DC. So actually, I've probably seen this before. Yeah. Okay, let's see. Hold on. Let's go over here. Let's see what they're finding. The meteorites and the meteorons. That's what they said. And these are the rares. And this was found in Russia? The ones in the back. I mean, people are always finding something. I'm telling you. This is crater. That's crater material. This is the iron meteorite. Okay, there you go. There's an astronaut. If you got to be wrapped up like that, you got to be in great shape. to be up in there like that.
Oh no, they probably make them according to your size.
No, I'm saying, but you would still have to be in great shape because who can carry all of this right here? I bet you this is very thick and heavy. Like you can't have asthma, bronchitis, none of that. Like you got to be in your best shape.
Purchase a ticket for the Planetarium program. The show will start in 10 minutes. Please make your way to the Planetarium entrance.
We're going to the show, boys. Okay, I've been on planes, but I ain't been on no spaceships. And I would like to go on one. Okay, this better be a good show.
Hey.
Oops, excuse me.
You want to sit in the back?
Ooh, yeah.
Let's sit here.
Okay. I want to get a good seat, and I want to see a show. I want to be entertained.
Nice and quiet. That the show features me, the biggest planet.
Or me, with my cool rings.
It seems the planets don't know how sound travels in a dome. It bounces all over the place.
Pipe down, you two. Look what you did. Baby Pluto's crying.
People sitting in front, people in back, people on this side, here people on that side.
Mars is getting even more wet.
So, let's all be like little Mercury who hasn't said a peep since they all sat down. Thank you, Mercury.
Mars hangs beneath the crescent moon. Find the pair low in the east with Saturn lurking nearby. The following morning, on June 3rd, the moon has moved so that it sits beneath Mars. During the last week of June, giant Jupiter reemerges as a morning planet after passing behind the sun from our point of view on Earth over the past couple of months. By June 24th, you can find it about 10 degrees above the horizon as the morning sky begins to brighten. It climbs a little higher each morning after that as July approaches. Then on June 27th, look for the moon with Saturn. The pair rise around midnight, and by dawn you'll find them high in the southern sky. They appear super close together this morning, close enough to appear in the same field of view through binoculars. When you spot bright or moving objects in the night sky, it might not be immediately clear what you're looking at. Is that a planet or just a bright star? Is it a satellite or maybe just an airplane? Here are a few quick tips on how to tell the difference. First, there are 5 planets that are easily observed with the unaided eye. Of these, 2 planets, Venus and Jupiter, can sometimes appear incredibly bright, like shining beacons in the sky. The other planets are much less bright, but still generally shine as brightly as bright stars. The big tip-off that you're looking at a star and not a planet is that planets tend to shine steadily, whereas stars twinkle. Stars are so far away that they're just points of light, and ripples in our atmosphere easily distort them, causing the familiar flicker. The planets are relatively close by, being here in our solar system. Through binoculars or a telescope, instead of a single point, planets show us a tiny disk or crescent that's illuminated by the sun. So even though they appear star-like to the eye, the light from a planet is coming from a slightly more spread out area, making planets appear more constant in brightness. Both planets and stars rise in the east and set in the west, and they move very slowly across the sky during the night. But what if we see an object that's moving? Distant aircraft are usually pretty easy to identify because they follow a slow, steady path that's straight or gently curving. They have exterior lights that flash in a regular pattern, often including a red beacon. Satellites tend to be most visible in the hour or so after dark or before dawn, when it's night here on the surface, but the satellites are high enough in the sky to be illuminated by sunlight. They're generally fainter than aircraft and move in slow, very steady, very straight paths. They might briefly flare in brightness, but they don't have lights that blink. The International Space Station is an exception because it's very bright and is often visible for long enough to observe the curving path of its orbit. But it doesn't have flashing lights you can see from the ground, and it does something else satellites do. satellites often fade out of view as they travel into Earth's shadow or fade into view as they emerge. And occasionally, you might see a train of satellites moving slowly and silently in formation. One other sight that's sometimes confusing is rocket launches that happen soon after sunset or before sunrise. Similar to spotting satellites, this is when it's darker here on the ground, but launching rockets climb high enough to be illuminated by sunlight. When rockets launching at these times of day at really high in altitude, their exhaust can be brilliantly illuminated. And sometimes you might even see spiral or circular shapes that slowly grow and then dissipate as a spent rocket stage empties its propellants into space. With so much to see in the night sky, it's helpful to be familiar with some of these common sights so that you can get on with your sky watching and investigate whatever mysteries and wonders you're in search of. Here are the phases of the moon for June. Stay up to date on NASA's missions exploring the solar system and beyond at science.nasa.gov.
Imagine this astronaut is you, hurtling through space on an asteroid millions of kilometers from home. Why are you here? Why is this rocky fragment of the universe so important? Are you part of a mission to protect Earth from a massive impact? Or are you taking the first step on humankind's greatest adventure? $66 million years ago, Earth is in distress. A huge asteroid plummeted from space. Its impact started a devastating chain reaction. Many plant and animal species meter asteroid, as long as a blue whale, passed by our satellites at high speed. It exploded in the upper atmosphere above Russia. Many people felt and heard the powerful blast of air. Many were injured. A hole in an ice-covered lake shows the size of a fragment that didn't burn up in the atmosphere. Even small asteroids can be extremely dangerous. So what are we doing to protect ourselves? And what exactly is an asteroid? When our solar system formed 4.5 billion years ago, some fragments that didn't become part of a planet or moon were left to drift in orbit around the sun. Many of these drifters are asteroids. Asteroid hunters search the skies for any moving speck of light. Observations are not only from telescopes on Earth, but also from space, to give us a clearer and wider view. When hunters locate an asteroid, it's represented as a dot inside a three-dimensional model to track it over time. This tells us if it will come close enough to Earth to be of greater interest. We've been tracking asteroids for decades. Today we know there are many known ones. Most unmanned machines will make the journey, gathering detailed information: size, shape, density, composition, internal structure, rotation, and gravity. This will inform us what to do next. Here are 3 of them. Designed to target the asteroid for a controlled, well-timed wallop is an impactor. This will change the asteroid's speed and orbital path so that it will miss Earth. The more time we have, the smaller the punch required. If we had at least a decade's warning, we'd fly a large spacecraft near the asteroid. The small gravitational pull from the craft would be enough to draw it off its current course, just enough to miss the Earth. And if all else fails, or if time is against us, a risky approach would be to blow it up. Risky, because exploding the asteroid would likely shatter it into many pieces that could hit the Earth. But why are you here? Not to defend the Earth from a possible asteroid impact, as machines will likely do that job, not humans. If you are here, it's because you're part of a much bigger adventure. Other worlds. This led us to the moon. Today, it spurs us to cross the solar system. In our quest to find life beyond our planet, we explore worlds that we know or suspect contain water. We're very interested in the ice-covered poles of Mars and its tiny moons, Phobos and Deimos. Another great candidate for water is Ceres, the largest object in the asteroid belt. Recently, we discovered several bright spots on the surface, suggesting either ice or a dried sediment. Bodies of water is on Europa, one of Jupiter's moons. Vast frozen oceans and lakes are thought to exist under a deep layer of ice. Who knows what life exists here? Although a journey to Europa could take less than 3 years, and as short as 7 months to get to Mars, right now, it's a one-way ticket. We couldn't make it home. Launching astronauts into space consumes tons of fuel as Earth's gravity is pulling us back down to the surface. Returning home from a distant world requires more fuel than we can carry. What's the solution? One idea is a refueling station in space.
In the world. They're gonna have some refueling stations in space.
But to have big or small, we would have to get fuel off the Earth in the first place. Or would we? Not if we get our fuel from asteroids. Inside some asteroids is a wealth of useful resources, such as hydrated minerals. From these, we can extract water molecules and separate them chemically to create hydrogen fuel. We can also extract oxygen to breathe and water to drink.
Wow.
Robots will go before humans. They'll take a closer look at the asteroid's composition, map
Yeah,
its
send
route,
Alexa
and
right
locate
now.
and set up a safe landing
This
site
AI
for
is
astronauts
taking the
to
humans'
follow.
jobs. Send them there. That could be their
Back
job.
home, we will be prepared for our most challenging human expedition ever. The moon is the farthest humans have ventured into space. Its romantic image is very deceiving. With no air to breathe and extreme temperatures, it's a very hostile place. Yet we have ventured here several times. We've also ventured to low Earth orbit, and what an experience it is to take a spacewalk here. At 400 kilometers above the Earth, aboard the International Space Station, small groups of astronauts live and work for months at a time. Tasks vary from conducting research in microgravity to servicing the craft. Important experiments are teaching us the effects of weightlessness on our bodies, critical to the health of astronauts on long voyages into deep space. As part of the asteroid mission team, you will likely gain invaluable
I don't want
experience
to
here
go.
first.
I don't think I'm going to go. I'll leave that up to the astronauts. And this is high Earth orbit.
100 times higher than the space station. Conditions are much more extreme. You'll work on satellites in need of repair or a tour. Grappling with one of these will give you valuable experience when it comes to securing yourself to a rotating asteroid with little gravity. But our target asteroid is likely to be several million kilometers away. Such a lengthy journey brings new challenges and risks. Right now, you are inside Earth's magnetosphere, a protective shield against the tissue-damaging radiation caused by activity from the sun and from cosmic rays that venture in from outside our solar system. Being outside this shield is extremely dangerous, so scientists are working on ways to protect astronauts. Incredibly, water could be the key. Cloaking spacecraft in a thin layer of water provides a natural radiation shield. But just like fuel, water is heavy to send into space. So we're still working on a solution. And there's another challenge. The software of our minds may be as difficult to prepare for deep space as the hardware to get us there. No one has ever been so far from Earth. There will be moments of both joy and stress. And what about being cooped up for months? How might you react to such severe confinement?
Wow.
Well, there'd be plenty of upsides to your adventure. Astronauts that have seen the Earth from the Moon have described it as beautiful, majestic, fragile. You'd be the first to see it from so far away. What emotions might this experience stir up in you? Gradually, your home planet will shrink to a small dot, blending into the starry canvas. Out here, there's no chance of a quick rescue if something goes wrong. How will you feel being so isolated? After your epic journey, what comes next is what you've been preparing for years. The research, knowledge, and experience you and your crew will bring back to Earth will be extremely valuable. You will not only help us to better understand the nature of asteroids, you will be instrumental in pushing our human and technological capabilities forward. Your extreme mission will be a vital step in building critical outposts on asteroids to refuel and recuperate for long journeys ahead. You will be helping to build our future.